So welcome to our intuitive tarot reading demonstration. Are you excited?
I am. I haven't done this in a while.
Really, since you were selling tarot to your fellow classmates?
Well, not since I was doing it on Fiverr. That's been a couple months.
Okay. So I think Tyler's going to go first, and he has his own spread that he's going to demonstrate for us. So
right. Now there's a lot of different spreads, and most practitioners kind of have their own versions, and I have my own as well, which we're going to do for Lauren. Now, you have a particular kind of question or problem that you want to think about. Can you tell me what that is?
So I would like to know how I can find more success in my creative endeavors.
Okay. Now, while you are thinking about that, can you use your left hand to cut that deck into 3 parts, and then reorder them however you like? Alright. Now, the kind of spread that I do, my personal spread, I talk about as a problem, solution, and outcome spread, where we look at, here's a particular kind of problem that you might face. This is a reverse Ace of Swords. It refers to the lack of actually taking initiative and action.
That actually sounds kind of apt.
We look at a potential solution. This is the reverse 10 of Swords. No, sorry, that's the 9. Which is about despair. This is the reverse 10, though, which 9, which is when you have bad cards, the reverse is kind of a more positive take on them. Like when you have good cards, the reverse is a more negative take.
Okay.
So this is kind of like, maybe you could attempt to use your despair to push you into taking action. And if you did that, we would have reverse strength, which is not good. We're not going to use that one. We're going to look for, what's the next solution we could try? This is the reverse 2 of Wands, which is too many reverses. I have my deck upside down. There shouldn't be that many. And this is like, the 2 of Wands is about journeys. It's about travel.
Okay.
And the reverse, I would say, it's kind of like being in a rut, being still, which gets us...
Yeah, you really do have it upside down.
Not good. That's not the one we're going to use either.
Hey! This one's not reversed.
True. It's also not great.
Oh.
Well, kind of. The 4 of Swords, it's a picture of the inside of a mausoleum. And it can be read as being about, like, rest. You're at peace. You're trying to relax.
Okay.
And if we do this, we get here. Now this is the 4 of Wands here. It's a celebration. It's actually a picture of a wedding.
This is the opposite of a wedding, then? Does that mean divorce?
No. So reverse cards are fun. They're not the opposite of the thing. Usually it's more like they're blunted. It's the minor version of the thing.
Okay.
So a reverse 4 of Wands, it's still a good thing. it's still a celebration, but maybe it's a more muted celebration. In this case, you could see it as like where a wedding is like it's like a peak. Maybe you have more like it's a more gentle climb.
Right.
It's still good, but maybe it's more over time. Oh, this is fun. This potential solution we have is the Empress, which is about fertility, female energies, creative energies.
Oh, how apt.
This is about kind of creating things, making yourself a source of energy and new things.
Okay.
It's bringing stuff out of yourself. So maybe focusing more on the stuff that you naturally feel like you can talk about for a long time. That you have a well of resources and energy already there in you that you can go on about. And this gets us the Five of Pentacles, which is...
Sounds like it's a bad card.
We see a group of beggars passing underneath an ornate stained glass window. It can be read as about wealth or poverty because it's sort of a card that is about inequality.
Okay.
This could be seen as moving from one station to another.
Okay.
Something's going to happen. In any case, the Pentacle Suite is collectively about material things. It's about wealth.
Oh, okay.
So if we go this route, something happens to your material situation. Now, if you want, we can back all the way up and replace the problem card and look at a different issue you might face and how you might deal with that.
Okay, so before we do that, I had one more question. So if you're doing this as more of like a psychological examination as opposed to like fortune telling, would the interpretation be different than what you described, or?
In that case, for one thing, when used as a psychological tool, you usually want to read your own cards.
Okay.
Most of the time. Because in that case, it's a question of you're trying to figure out how you actually feel about something, how you think things are going to go.
Okay.
And then you're laying out your own cards, and you're naturally going to sort of be led towards interpretations that are kind of bringing out what you maybe already think and just aren't conscious of.
Okay, that makes sense. So did you want to lay out another problem?
Yeah, sure. This one's fun. So this is the, in the Eight of Cups here, I don't remember the official general reading of this card, which is fine, because it's an intuitive reading, we don't need that. But it's about a guy, you can see he has a lot of cups here, and he is leaving them behind. He is leaving. I would say this is the problem of the fact that at some point, if you continue wanting creative endeavors, you're going to have to leave your existing career, the things that you have already. There'll be a point you have to leave those behind.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, and the Knight of Pentacles is a really fun one. The Knight cards are action cards. They're about doing things.
Okay.
And the Knight of Pentacles is about doing things in the arena of material wealth and resources. And it's about seeking these things. It's the questing knight. You're questing after riches, basically.
Okay.
It's kind of what the Knight of Pentacles does. So you can leave behind what you have now and turn towards trying to drive towards wealth from your new projects. Which gets us the reverse Ace of Cups. The Cups suite collectively refers to like spirituality in different ways.
Okay.
The ace being the beginning, the origin of these, like the wellspring of these kind of feelings. The reverse ace being this leads to the drying up of like creative spiritual resources if you drive towards them as a material goal.
That makes a lot of sense.
Or we can try the reverse King of Cups. Now the King of Cups is about... The King suites are about control. They're they're commanding. So the command and control of spirituality and things like that. The reverse king being more about not controlling. You could, but you're actively choosing to withhold your control and let things proceed naturally.
Okay.
Which gets the reverse 2 of swords. Neat.
Do you not know what that one means off the top of your head?
Not well. It's about balance, and it's the sword suite, which is kind of the intellect, the mind. This could be a. They're blindfolded here. It is a balance thing. This could be a sort of natural balance, or that is really interesting. I'm not quite sure how to read that one. Maybe we'll come back to that.
I mean, maybe it's...
I don't think it's bad.
Being blind to the balance?
Yeah. If you just let yourself... Actually, yeah, I like that. That's a good way to read it, because you're going to go... You actively choose to step back from control and let your creative impulses sort of do whatever they want, and this leads to maybe not paying as much attention to balances in your life and your work.
That makes sense.
Maybe we go back here, the reverse 9 of cups. This is a fun one to be a problem. Well, it is the reverse, so that helps. But the 9 of cups is about kind of, you see the guy, he's just sort of sitting here, and he has all his cups arrayed with him. He's like, look.
On a shelf, right above him, like everybody puts their prized possessions.
Yeah, look at my cups. I'm awesome. I'm doing great. It's kind of about having stuff, and the reverse is a passivity in having stuff. It's the dangerous side of satisfaction.
Okay.
It's
so having too much satisfaction, maybe?
Complacency is, I think, how I would read it. This gets us with complacency. You're looking at this guy. It's in the Pentacle Suite, so we're reading it materially, and he has this. He has a harvest
of coins.
Yeah. He's not particularly happy about it. He's kind of looking at it.
I mean, I'd be pretty happy if I had a money bush in my yard.
That, true. Ooh. This is fun. The star is about wishes. It's desires. Makes
me wonder if I need to censor that for YouTube.
I don't think so. And this one we get. There's a danger of falling into complacency, which leads to having resources, but not really being satisfied by them, and then running into unfulfilled wishes.
Okay.
Like you end up with things, kind of. What do you call it? In Maslow's hierarchy, the last one is self-actualization. The star is often used as a direct metaphor for self-actualization. And this is, you failed to do this.
Okay. So you had the resources, but failed to act on them, and so now you're in despair because you squandered the opportunities that you had.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Do you want to keep going, or do you feel like...
We can do one more, and then we'll do mine.
You want to start with solution or back with problem?
Let's do another solution, because I think we only did one or two problems.
This is the devil. This is about ego. It's the I'm in charge and I'm going to do things. It's the bad ego.
Okay.
To 10 of coins. Which actually kind of you can read as this is a positive card in this instance, because you're going, there's a danger of falling into complacency, but if you hold on to your ego and go, no, I'm the best and I'm going to do as much as I can, you can live in a really nice place.
Yeah, see that the cards say that ego is good.
In your case, at least.
Okay. So that's certainly been interesting. So now it's my turn to do your reading.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna be doing a fun one because I have the Sims tarot deck. And so we're going to be doing an interpretive reading where I will do a relatively common spread of past, present, and future reading, entirely intuitively off what's on the cards. So I hope you're ready for that. You can split it the way you had me do it.
Mm-hmm. And so you're going to give me what insights you've received into my past and present and future situations.
Yeah, we'll do a couple. So we'll start off with the Queen of Swords as your past. So clearly in the past, you were sitting in a rather nice room in a nice chair, surrounded by some swords, and you had some nice fine things.
I can't say that's wrong.
Your future or your present.
Mm-hmm.
The Chariot. So in this case, your present case, you're in a very nice Greco-Roman garden. You got a nice little trellis up there. I'll show got a nice little trellis up there. You got a very fetching set of Roman armor too. So clearly you're some sort of... Your present is clearly some sort of Roman reenactor.
Okay. I'm
probably doing this entirely wrong.
I wish I had some Centurion armor. That would be fun.
And you have Temperance as your future. So your future is a room that has a pond in it. That's kind of nice. Yeah, look at that. He's gonna have a pond. Some steel girders in the background. It's like a loft. Uh-huh. It's an industrial loft with a pond in it. So I guess you're gonna live somewhere in Detroit.
It's entirely possible.
So how do you like that? Do you want to do another one?
Yeah. Maybe maybe we can talk about these for a second.
Okay.
If we go back over each of them, how does this room set up in the Queen of Swords make you feel?
It looks like a bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Because they're using that wallpaper that was in like every bathroom in the Sims game.
Right.
So it's a bathroom with a throne.
Because it's tiled.
Yeah. With a plant and a little painting and a thing of swords.
Do you want to try and take a guess what it means?
That's good. I don't actually know. I don't know any of the actual meanings of things off the top of my head.
That's great. That's good for this kind of reading.
Well, if I had to guess, I would say it means having everything just set up around you. Maybe. Right. That sense of here's my nice little throne room, here's my stuff. Mm-hmm. Everything's all set the way I want it.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. How would you read it?
How would I read it? Well, she's in here, but, things are a little off-kilter. She's pointed off to the side. You would expect her to be pointed straight ahead.
Well, this is also The Sims. Well, I guess they have the Centurion guy pointed ahead. Mm-hmm. With this, it's going to be impossible to have a seated figure facing the camera just because this is based off a game that's entirely isometric.
Yes. But it's the feel of things kind of being off kilter that gives you. Things look nice, but something's not quite right. The details are a little weird. People are pointed off in odd directions, and the throne room has bathroom tiling. In where you should have flowers and a nice vase, you have a bunch of swords for some reason. Things just seem a little off.
So the Chariot, how would you read the Chariot?
He's stuck. It looks really nice. He's surrounded by very fine things.
Show it to the camera, maybe.
But if you look at it, he doesn't have any way to get out. He is stuck.
Okay, so in this case, would the chariot normally mean being stuck?
No. The chariot is... in this case, they're trying to imitate the typical imagery here, where you have a guy in a chariot and he's being pulled by two things, depending on what chariot card you have. But they're always one black and one white.
Okay.
So they're trying to replicate the imagery, but it's really, really changed the picture because, like, he's not in motion.
Oh, I get it. That little fence is supposed to be like his actual chariot.
Yeah.
Okay.
What they're doing here is trying to recreate the normal imagery on the cards just with Sims objects. But it gives you a really different feel because when the chariot is about like momentum, it's about like things are moving now.
Okay.
And then Temperance is
the lake inside a loft. You don't think that's?
I'm not sure that Temperance is a standard card. It's interesting. It's got the two pillars make me think of the Empress card. You got the lady pouring stuff out, which is kind of common for the star. I'm not sure how to read that one, except it kind of has this feel of stability. Like,
yeah, I could see that with the columns and.
Mm-hmm. Like, the water's not going anywhere, it's just kind of hanging out.
Yeah. Okay. Should we try one more?
Yeah.
So for your past, we have the Ace of Swords. So we have another Greco-Roman statue.
Mm-hmm.
Pointing his hand out towards the swords.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe indicating that you should take one.
Mm-hmm.
Two of Cups reversed. So this one, So I guess the standard, you would have two figures standing around a statue of a lion with the cups in front of them on the floor. Maybe because they're done with them. Usually in the game, when the cups were on the floor, it's because they're done eating and or drinking in this case. And there's no surface to actually put the cups, so they just put it on the floor.
And we have the cup suite, which is normally read to be about either like spirituality and mystic things or relationships and emotions.
So this one, since it's two figures, kind of it looks like they're kind of in conversation in front of the statue. So maybe this is indicative of like a relationship and communication. So maybe reversed means you're not having enough communication.
Right, or something's a little off there.
So the Emperor. Got another guy in a throne. Got some giant bales of corn. So maybe your future is Kansas. Have you ever wanted to move to Kansas and have a throne? Looks like you like to hunt because you got the deer, so you're gonna be a hunter from Kansas with a throne room.
Well, that seems unlikely, but I like it.
So how would you read these?
Well, this is fun. I enjoy... We got Sword Suite for both of the past ones, the Queen and the Ace. And the swords are about intellect, knowledge. The Ace of Swords is the beginning of intellect. It's the first idea and what will become something greater. Where the Queen is about kind of... It's the fruitfulness of thought. It's bringing forth new ideas.
Okay.
The Emperor is like the masculine figure, but as opposed to the Hierophant, he's the masculine power in the secular world.
Okay.
And he's got all these normal things here. He's got The harvest, he's got these sheaves of wheat normally. I think you're right, that is corn here.
So you're saying that doesn't mean he's from Kansas?
Yeah, probably not. But he's prosperous, powerful, masculine, and in command of some kind.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that would be why in the card he's kind of I'll hold up so you can see it. He's kind of wearing like a little suit of armor right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the trophies behind him, the horns on the wall, he has achievements. He's accomplished things.
Okay. I know I said one more before, but let's do one more now.
All right.
So you got the Hermit. So you got a guy who's kind of just sneaking around in the dark. Just like there's a little tiki torch behind him and like a fence. So I guess he's like sneaking into he's like sneaking in the backside of like a party. Maybe, you know?
I just have the Hermit for all the cards. I think I just want to be that one.
You just want to be the Hermit in all of these?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like your present is the Tower, which appears to be on fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
very much on fire.
The Tower is... A lot of cards have very diverse readings depending on your system. The Tower is not one of these. The Tower is very consistent. It is about cataclysmic events. It is one of the few cards that is unambiguously negative.
Ooh,
kind of opposed to the Star, which is unambiguously positive.
So I guess in your present you have a cataclysmic event. Maybe that's COVID-19.
Maybe so. All of us are at the Tower today.
And for the last nearly 2 years. Let's go with Future. Oh, Future, you got 9 of Wands. Here you're the middle of the party because there's all the tiki torches. You're just a cool guy standing around all the tiki torches.
Is that a wall behind him?
That is a wall.
Okay.
I think the intention here is that it's like the sky, because you got kind of like, you got the kind of blue grass, and then, you know, some sand.
Could be a river.
Oh yeah, it could be a river too.
So
how would you read these?
Well, the Hermit is about wisdom and isolation. It's the person who knows a lot but maybe doesn't share it, or shares it very selectively.
That must be why he's sneaking around the back of the party. He doesn't want to actually share his information with other people.
The Hermit is often depicted with like a lantern because it's a guide figure. The Hermit The Hermit maybe doesn't tell you anything, but if you follow him, you end up somewhere good.
Okay.
The Tower, I appreciate that they just have a tower covered in fire. The Tower card always has some really nice art in all the different sets. The original is the Lightning Struck Tower, is what it used to be called.
Oh, okay.
Because it's this very dramatic image of a tower being struck by lightning and like blowing apart into pieces, and there's usually people like falling to their deaths all around it.
Oh no. What a terrible card. For any of your... I mean, I guess if it's your past, then it's kind of inspirational. Like, if the Tower is your past, that means you came from cataclysmic event.
Yeah.
But your present is something nicer. I guess that'd be the real juxtaposition is if you have the Tower as your past and the Star as your present.
Yeah. Or your future.
Yeah.
Now, if you have the Tower as your future, you're just...
yeah, maybe we all have the Tower as our future.
We're gonna turn into one of those YouTube channels doing weekly tarot readings for the planet.
That can actually be kind of interesting.
Oh, no.
Especially if I can do it just intuitively and just make stuff up. Like, just declare, oh, this card means that we're gonna have a party. All of us.
you have about as much validity as your average market forecaster on the news.
Yeah, that's true. So what do you think about the Nine of Wands?
That's...
What does the wand suit normally mean?
The wands is about actions. Again, it's the you have cups for emotions, broadly speaking. The sword for intellect. The pentacle for physical stuff, material things, and the wands for like doing things. It's the active suite.
Okay.
The Nine of Wands, I'm not sure. You've got a whole lot of wands. It's about having an abundance of options, I think. You could, because normally you're holding one of them. You're holding a thing.
Yeah, but they couldn't do that with this, so...
Well, I think even in the normal Nine of Wands, I'm not sure if you are or not. You have a whole field of them, and you could pick up any of them.
Right. So I guess in this case, you have... your past was the Hermit being a guide. Then you have the Cataclysm, which we've decided is COVID-19, apparently. And then you have the Nine of Wands, which would be many options opening up after the end of the pandemic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Well, that's a much more positive spread than it looks like at first glance.
Yeah.
So that's been a lot of fun. I think that'll be it.
Yeah.
Do you have any closing remarks?
Try it out yourself. It's a good time.
Yeah, that's true. You know, you can get tarot cards just at regular bookstores. You don't need to go to like a special magic shop or something.
Right.
And as you said, they have apps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can just draw tarot cards online. You don't even need to get a physical deck if you just want to try it out.
But physical decks are more fun, and you get nice art to look at.
It's true. They are often very pretty.
So I guess that'll be it. If you like this video, like the video, subscribe to our channel, make a reading for the Earth.
Mm-hmm. Tell us in the comments about your experience with tarot cards.
And we'll see you next time.